Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Happy New Year. I hope that you had a nice close to our previous year, very challenging year. And welcome to the new. I figured this would be a nice theme to introduce in this new year. This session is going to be all about finding your purpose, tapping into your purpose. So without further ado, let's begin. As with all of my sessions, I'm going to start by doing a little bit of clearing. I find it helpful to clear any gunky energy that we might be bringing in, to make space for the new, making room here so that we can choose what we want to fill our energetic plane up with. This is a selenite wand. If you're new here, welcome. I like to use selenite for clearing, particularly at the beginning of sessions. I am a Reiki Master practitioner. My Reiki Master teacher is Jillian of Lune Innate, which if you're here, I'm pretty sure you probably are familiar with her channel. Okay. So at this time, if you want to just take a few deep, rejuvenating breaths. Let the day go. You deserve to take this time to yourself here. You deserve to give yourself this space to maybe get to know yourself a little bit better, to relax, to unwind, maybe to rest different parts of your brain. Maybe you can rest that ambitious part, or who knows, maybe you want to activate that ambitious part. But in whatever way that you can, try to just arrive here in this moment and really try to be kind to yourself. Okay, beautiful. I'm going to do a little further clearing. And I'm going to light a little bit of sage. I have some exciting stuff coming up that I'm really excited to share with you. So, in our next few videos, there will be some fun announcements. One of them involving those little boxes that I made. I'm not sure if all of you know about those, but I made some little boxes and I made some more. So I'll talk to you about this in another video. Those are just the matches from one of the boxes. Okay, so just using the smoke to further clear anything that might be coming up. Great. And light it up again. There we go. I hope you're all doing well. Sending you so much love. Okay, so we're just clearing here. Seeing if there's any areas where we feel stuck or held tight or tense. Seeing if we can work through those. This music that you're listening to is courtesy of my amazing cousin, Casey. He created this track, and he has a YouTube channel here where he's got a few songs that he's written, and they're really beautiful. So I'll leave that link below, but I love this track, and I'm so glad that you've been liking it too. It makes me really happy. He's just a crazy talented guy. Just transforming and transmuting any energy that we just don't want. Seeing if it's available to be cleared in this beautiful, purifying smoke. Gorgeous. Okay, great. Now I'd like to set an intention here using this little flickering wood-wicked candle again. I love the sound that it makes, and it smells so nice. So for this, we are going to light our little candle, set an intention. Now we'll start playing around with some crystals. She speaks to us, this candle. So on behalf of your highest, wisest, most empowered and aligned selves, in loving comfort and perfect balance, I wish to conduct this distance Reiki session for tapping into our life's purpose, for curiosity, and for perseverance. If you'd like to set an additional intention or clarify or specify this intention, feel free to do that now. I will leave this flame open to you. Beautiful. I'm going to put this here. Now I'm going to draw the sacred Reiki symbols about a foot away from your heart center. Chokore, chokore, chokore. Tseki, tseki, tseki. Anshasi, shanan. I want to start with this Smoky Quartz here. Very grounding, but it also aligns and balances the upper chakras and the lower chakras. So I like to use this one whenever I'm feeling a little out of alignment. So I'm just going to start kind of running this through your aura. We'll just have a little chat here. Purpose, our life's purpose. I believe that it's something that we get to choose. That we can try things on for size and see what ignites joy, what sparks happiness. That it's a series of experiments. And I find that incredibly empowering. That it's not so much about sifting through and, finding that purpose, but rather it's about kind of trying on different coats and seeing which one fits. That we get to choose, that we get to decide. I think there's something quite empowering about that. That we're not so much excavating this built-in understanding of what we're meant to do, meant to be, but rather we're creating it as we move through our experience of this lifetime. My little dog. I think there are a few nice things, a few nice kind of ways of getting in a good mindset, a good zone, a good energetic space in order to tap into that sense of purpose or those experiments, let's say. And I think feeling calm, feeling relaxed, feeling safe and cared for, nurtured. That can be a nice way of starting the process. Excelicity is great. It's a great one for communicating with our angels, communicating with our spirit guides. I think it's also a great one for sleep, maybe even having kind of lucid dreams, journeying through our subconscious for answers. But I think it can be a really nice one just to help us relax. Candles, it's really chatty. So I think when we do any of this kind of work, rather than coming at it from a perspective of gotta do this, gotta do that, even if we do have that kind of bubbling energy, which happens very often for a lot of us at the beginning of a new year, a new chapter, if we can kind of harness that energy, maybe put that energy, that excited, bubbly energy into a stone that we can tap into later when we're feeling a little lower. But maybe just, kind of sit with that energy. Let it float through the entire energy body. Maybe send it to places that need a little extra TLC. And just really harness it so that we're not riding the wave of these emotions and these moods. But we're experiencing them and we're allowing them to kind of wash over us. But we're also practicing alignment and balance through it all. Okay, I'm going to place this here. Going to be running a few more stones through your aura. I have a honey calcite here. This is a really nice, gemmy, Jolly Rancher-like stone. It really does. It's so similar to hard candy calcites. And then this tiger's eye. I think in order for us to really give over to this sense of purpose and drive, can be really helpful to tap into that sense of confidence, worthiness, that side of you that says, I take up space, I'm here, I deserve to be here. I'd say, maybe even placing your hands on your solar plexus 2 to 3 fingers above the belly button. And just imagining the sun radiating down and landing on that spot, warming up the area there, between the heart and the navel. can be really helpful to just activate the solar plexus. Release self-doubt. And this is a practice. We're not looking for perfection ever, but just being aware of when you are starting to, self-doubt is starting to creep in. Saying, okay, maybe you can try saying affirmations when that happens. And make sure that these affirmations are things that you've thought of in advance. So in that moment, you don't have to come up with them, because usually in those moments, we start to doubt ourselves. Creativity and inspiration can sometimes be blocked, right? That's not the best time to say, what nice things do I want to hear about myself? Sometimes it can be hard to even recognize that. Okay, great. Beautiful. I'm going to place this piece of Sunstone on your belly button, so right on your navel, right between your solar plexus and your sacral. I love this stone for inspiration and motivation and joy and independence and this willpower and strength. I think it's just a really great stone for leadership, and you can kind of think about it like you are the leader of your life. You have the reins here. Your happiness is up to you. Okay, just placing that right there with all the respect in the world for your comfort and your boundaries. Now I'm going to take our little clear quartz point and I'm going to run it through. I'm going to just draw the activation symbol outside of the chakras. Just helping to encourage flow here. Clear quartz is a very activating crystal, very amplifying. Can amplify the energy of other crystals. It's a very positive stone. Okay, gorgeous. I love this crystal. I think it's such a fun one to play around with this kind of energy work. So, what kind of experiments are you going to run? What are some of the things that you're feeling like you want to try on for size this year. If ever there was a time for recalibration and rethinking things and trying something new, I think the year following 2020 is a pretty good time. 2020 was like the Tower card. So much destruction. So maybe now we start to rebuild. And how do we want to do that? I'm going to start placing my hands. I'm actually going to start with the crown and the root, and we're really going to be focusing on bringing balance to the chakras today. I'm placing one hand on the top of your head and the other on your right hip here. Inviting in a sense of trust. Trusting in divine timing. Trusting that Mother Earth has your back. Trusting that you're safe, you're cared for, you're protected. Placing my hand on the third eye and the other on the sacral 2 to 3 fingers beneath the belly button. Trusting our gut. Trusting those gut impulses. Listening to our emotions, seeing what they might have to teach us. Following our intuition. Strengthening that intuition by listening to it. Placing my hand tucked underneath your chin, outside of the throat here, and placing my other hand on the solar plexus, 2 to 3 fingers above the belly button there. Believing in our power. Tapping into the freedom to express ourselves. Expressing our truth. Being honest. Believing in our worthiness. Believing in our ability and our strength, and releasing any self-doubt. And both hands outside of the heart center here. Very often when we're not in alignment with our purpose and like trying to cultivate a practice of experimenting in this way, putting ourselves in the arena. I think that's what Brene Brown says. We're not putting ourselves in the arena when we're not going out there and chasing our dreams or trying to find what makes sense in our lives. The meaning of life is to give life meaning. And when we're not actively participating in that, sometimes we can start to judge people who are. And this judgment, we can start to convince ourselves that it's the truth. But usually if we're out there in the mud and the, getting dirty, getting sweaty, getting bloody, usually when we're out there, we don't judge other people in the ring, in the arena as harshly, because we understand what it's like to be vulnerable in that way. So maybe now is an opportunity just to ask ourselves, am I feeling really judgmental? Am I judging others? Maybe that's just your heart telling you that it's time to start making yourself a little bit more vulnerable, that you're safe to do so. And you don't have to judge yourself for judging others. It's a natural reaction. But just see if it can teach you something. Just be kind to yourself. I'm really curious to hear if there's anything that you're really excited about exploring this year, delving into and trying to find. Because we talked about it not being about finding it, but trying out. Inviting that sense of curiosity. It doesn't necessarily have to be a career path. Just I'd love to hear if there's anything that you're feeling called to. I'd like to kind of use this as a sort of introduction to this kind of work. But if any of you feel called to begin this process of experimentation, I would really love to hear about it and hear what you're going through, what you're moving through, how you're going to make yourself more available to the new. I know I've said this before, but it's a Darwin quote. It says, "The species that survives is not the strongest or the smartest, but rather the most capable of change." So how can we embrace the new? It's a nice time to do that, eh? All right, beautiful. You are divine. You are connected. You are expressive. You are loved. You are strong. You are creative. You are safe. You are safe. fluff up your aura so you have a nice, thick, protective aura as you're moving through the rest of your day. Okay. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or night whenever you're receiving this session. I'm sending you so much love and support. Thank you from the very bottom of my heart for all of your kindness, and I had a lot of really incredible and beautiful messages and comments from you on my last video. So thank you so much, and really you mean so much to me. I want to thank you for all that you've given me. So thank you. And here's to another beautiful year. Okay. Until next time, be well. Imagine this sound going along with that glimmering light of awareness. So gentle. I just want to play around with these for a minute here, just to invite some calm into your day. Set this intention to comfortably clear. I wish to call in guidance from these cards. It's to show us anything we might not be seeing. With all the benevolence in the world. Reiki with Anna.